My fellow Kenyans, we see, according to how the bipartisan talks committee are handling these bipartisan talks, we see that the Kenya Kwanza government, that one is President William Samoei Ruto, is just playing simple tricks on Azimio and Raila Amolo Odinga, our whole team. Before these bipartisan talks began, we all had a lot of faith in the team that had been selected to represent each side because they based on several factors and they were confident in these members. Having diplomatic people like Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, the other side having Kimani Ichung'wah, among others, we see this team was highly qualified to bring a solution, long-lasting solution to this problem so that the two teams can come into one agreement. But surprisingly enough, it has been confirmed that the technical committee now has another responsibility of tasking the parliament and the senate to at least conduct a debate on further decisions to be made. And they are saying, they are proposing that the parliament through the speaker Wetangula and the senate through Amason Kingi, the teams should be at least brought so that they can handle this thing to do with bipartisan talks, again to be scheduled in parliament and senate. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can see this technical team of Kenya Kwanza and that one of Azimio. For Azimio, it includes Jeremiah Kioni. We also have Professor Adams Olo, Lynn Ngugi, and Zain Abubakar. From the other side, we have Mudhoni Rugulu, we have Linda Musumba, Nick Biketi, and last one we have Duncan Ojwang. These are the people who have the responsibility of tasking the Senate and the Parliament at least to produce another team that will participate in this bipartisan talk so that it can be debated. With all the hope that this team had brought, then we see taking this bipartisan talk again to be debated in the Parliament and in the Senate, it is taking another direction because we all know that comparing the numbers of the Kenya Kwanza versus Azimio in Parliament and in Senate, this one will not be equal because the Kenya Kwanza government has a lot of numbers in both Senate and the Parliament. And for instance, if this one can be debated in the Parliament, then it means those with big seats in that house have big chances of winning the other team. Or I don't know which strategy are they going to use in the discussion of these bipartisan talks. Ladies and gentlemen, they have made us to lose hope in them because this bipartisan talk was only to happen between 10 people. That one is from both sides. It went ahead, they added another technical teams. I don't know their functions here. Again, they have moved a step ahead. They have pushed it into debate. That one is in Parliament and in Senate. How is this game going to end? Ladies and gentlemen, we see the president is very sharp and clever enough. Now that this ball is being played under the Speaker of the Senate and the Speaker of the Parliament, what is the expected results at the end of the debate? Obviously, the team that has majority will emerge the winner, whereby they may win the Azimio la Umoja team. And when they are being won, they will be absorbed fully to be under the Kenya Kwanza government. When I say so, this will be a kind of relationship because every relationship that Raila Amolo Odinga have been establishing with the government, it have been given different names depending with the season, with the time, and how it was acquired. There was another one that was called Nusumkate. That one was the system of that period. Another one came handshake. That one is another thing, and it had a different name depending on the period and seasons. And this one, we have heard that there is no handshake and Nusumkate. So the factor here can remain constant. The reunion can come back, but the names will change. So we don't want to use the name Nusumkate and the handshake in this scenario. But the truth of the matter is, these people have been trapped. Once the debate is being tabled in the Senate and in the Parliament, then we see Azimio la Umoja are doomed. It is either they agree with what the president is going to provide, and at least one or two issues from the agenda will be responded to. And if they can go on disagreeing, then there is no meaning of these bipartisan talks. My good people, why do you think the president with his team have decided to push it forward again to the Parliament or the Senate? It is obvious that these are the grounds where laws are being made, laws are being amended, and it is the grounds at which it holds a big percentage to act of the constitution. Constitution can be amended through the Parliament. It can bring anything through these grounds. And since it is legally and it is being provided in our constitution, then the possibility of winning the bipartisan talk is very high for the Kenya Kwanza team. We had heard previously that this talk will involve the mediators, and one of the famous one was the former president of Nigeria, but he has not been mentioned in any of the talks that have been continuing. Why do you think our government have decided to work on this matter by ourselves and not to involve the other outsiders? Then it means this one is not such a critical crisis that is being handled in Kenya right now. This is something that can be handled and controlled by the president himself. And because of this, he does not want to expose our problems and weaknesses to the outside Kenya. And therefore, the only solution that can act as a mediator here, it is the Parliament and the Senate, plus these speakers debating on this issue so that the solution can be brought. And that is a good thing, because if we can manage our own problems, then as Kenya as a country, we have really matured up, rather than running everywhere going to look for mediators in something that we can just handle ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that within a period of 1 year in an office, President William Samoei Ruto is never going to allow anything to arise beyond his neck, because controlling something like bipartisan talk cannot bring in a mediator when the president is just there. And therefore, this issue of solving the bipartisan talk through debates in the Senate and the Parliament is another way of showing the superiority of this president, that everything is in control, Kenya is at peace, and him and his team in Kenya, they are going to finish this crisis that is happening here. And so, through taking this talk to the Parliament and the Senate and the debate, which will be contributed in an open manner, then shows the superiority, the powers, and the capabilities that the President of Kenya in office can at least solve his own problems. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think about the results of the bipartisan talk, but agree with me that it is another goal that the Kenya Kwanza is going to score against the Azimio la Umoja team. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.